Once upon a time, in a beautiful land far away, there lived a sweet and cheerful girl named Ella. She lived happily with her loving father. Their home was filled with laughter, warmth, and joy. Higher, Daddy! Higher! Ella would giggle as her father pushed her on the garden swing. But happiness does not always last forever. One day, sadness entered Ella's life when her father passed away. The house that once echoed with laughter became silent. Ella was left alone with only memories of love. Soon after, her stepmother, Lady Tremaine, took control of the house. She was cold, proud, and unkind. Not long after, she brought her two daughters, Anastasia and Drizella. The sisters were loud, spoiled, and cruel. They looked at Ella with mocking eyes. "Look at her," Anastasia sneered. "She's covered in ashes and dirt," Drizella laughed. Lady Tremaine smiled coldly. "From now on, you shall be called Cinderella." The sisters burst into laughter. From that day on, Cinderella was treated like a servant. From sunrise to sunset, she worked endlessly cooking meals, washing dishes, scrubbing floors, and cleaning clothes. Yet despite the cruelty she faced, Cinderella remained kind and gentle. "Don't worry, little friends," she would whisper to the mice and birds who loved her dearly. "Someday, things will be better." Cinderella lived in a dusty attic high in the tower. Though her surroundings were bleak, her heart was full of dreams. She dreamed of freedom. She dreamed of happiness. One morning, excitement arrived at the doorstep. A royal messenger stood outside the house. "Hear ye! Hear ye! The king is hosting a grand royal ball. Every maiden in the kingdom is invited to meet the prince." "The prince?" Anastasia gasped. "I will marry him," Drizella declared. "No, he will choose me," Anastasia argued. Cinderella's eyes sparkled with hope. "That means I can go too. The invitation says every maiden." Lady Tremaine turned toward her with icy calm. "You may go, Cinderella, but you have nothing to wear." Cinderella smiled softly. "I can fix my mother's old dress. It will be beautiful." She hurried to the attic and began working. Her tiny animal friends helped stitch, mend, and decorate the gown. When it was finished, Cinderella's eyes filled with joy. "Oh, it's wonderful. Thank you, my friends." Wearing her gown, Cinderella ran downstairs. "Please wait. I'm ready. I can go to the ball." But jealousy burned in the sisters' hearts. "Wait a minute," Anastasia shouted. "That ribbon is mine," Drizella cried. "And those beads." In anger, they grabbed Cinderella's dress and tore it apart. Fabric ripped, dreams shattered. The sisters laughed as they left for the ball. Heartbroken, Cinderella ran into the garden. "It's no use at all," she sobbed. "I have nothing left." Suddenly, the air shimmered with light. A gentle glow appeared before her. A kind woman stepped forward, smiling warmly. "Dry your tears, child." Cinderella gasped. Who are you?" "I am your fairy godmother, but I have no carriage. My dress is ruined." The fairy godmother chuckled softly. "Nonsense. With a little magic, anything is possible." She waved her wand. Beep-beety, boop-beety, boo! A pumpkin transformed into a magnificent golden carriage. The mice turned into elegant white horses. Even the old horse became a proud coachman. Cinderella stared in amazement. "It's beautiful. And your dress, my dear?" Magic swirled around Cinderella. Her rags vanished. A stunning blue gown appeared. On her feet, delicate glass slippers sparkled. "It's like a dream," Cinderella whispered. "But listen carefully," the fairy godmother warned gently. "The magic will only last until midnight. When the clock strikes 12, everything will return to normal." "I understand. I promise to be home before midnight." With joy in her heart, Cinderella rode off to the palace. At the grand ball, music filled the air. The prince stood among the guests, uninterested and bored, until the room fell silent. All eyes turned to the staircase. There stood Cinderella, radiant, graceful, shining like a star. "Who is she?" the guests murmured. "She is magnificent," the prince whispered. He walked toward her and bowed. "May I have this dance?" Cinderella smiled. They danced across the floor, lost in a world of music and wonder. They laughed. They talked. "I feel like I've known you forever," the prince said softly. "And I feel truly happy," Cinderella replied. Suddenly, the clock began to chime. "Midnight! Oh no!" Cinderella gasped. "I must go." "Wait, I don't even know your name." But Cinderella ran down the stairs. In her haste, one glass slipper slipped from her foot. The prince picked it up. "She's gone!" The magic faded. Cinderella returned home, once again dressed in rags, but hope still glowed inside her heart. The next day, the king ordered a search. "Every maiden must try on the glass slipper. The prince shall marry the one it fits." The duke traveled from house to house. No one fit. Finally, he arrived at Cinderella's home. "My daughters are the only maidens here," Lady Tremaine insisted. But Cinderella was locked away in the attic. Her loyal mice friends saw her trouble. They bravely stole the key. They raced upstairs. They slid the key beneath the door. Cinderella unlocked it and ran downstairs. "Wait! May I try on the slipper?" Lady Tremaine tried one final cruel trick. The slipper fell and shattered. "Oh dear," she sighed. "What a shame." But Cinderella reached into her pocket. "Don't worry, I have the other one." She placed it on her foot. Perfect fit. The Duke smiled. "It is you." Soon, Cinderella was reunited with the prince. The kingdom rejoiced. Wedding bells rang. And Cinderella, because of her kind and forgiving heart, chose peace over anger. She became a beloved queen, gentle, graceful, and kind to all. And together with the prince, they lived happily ever after.